This is why I want to move.
No, I hate my neighbors.
What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Oh man, another day, another week.
Another cast.
Just trying to get by.
Bro, oh man,
freaking, what a week.
So far, it's
yeah,
been absolutely hectic.
Let's start with
for
you.
me.
Like,
okay, so
like work-wise?
Work, college, relationships, family, you name it. I got the works this week, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God. Well, this week I decided to go to apple orchards. And when I was going to apple orchards, every year I take your parents with me, you know.
Yeah.
I invite them.
Yeah.
And
so
they
what,
come.
never again after this?
So this time we went to apple orchards, I'm like, to your dad, you want to go? And they're like, yeah. We went there. It's beautiful. We went there. We purchased like the bags, got on the tractor, went for a nice hayride. And then while we're there, your mom, she goes, seriously, the neighbor's kids? Seriously?
You can only get this type of stuff on TALKNOPSYS podcast. You can only get this type
You'll never get this anywhere else.
No, the background noise, we keep it real. No, we have background noise, but we still power through.
Anyways, so we go on a hayride, and it turns out there's a white bag to pick apples and then a blue bag to pick apples.
What's the difference?
And the blue bag, they get to pick Honey Crisp apples. So we get to the area where all bags can pick, you know, any apple they want except Honey Crisp. So a bunch of people with the white bags, they get off. And your mom, she goes, oh no, we'll wait. The tractor goes on. We get to a point where it's just Honeycrisp apples. We get off, and your mom's like, okay, let's go start picking.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, one of like the supervisors there follows us, and he goes like, excuse me, you guys have like the white bags. You guys can't pick Honeycrisp apples here because you didn't get the blue bag.
Guy, it's apples.
I'm like, what are you, the apple cop now?
Honestly, like this guy's like an Apple hall monitor. Like you can't. Where's your blue bag? Where's your pass?
Anyways, so we ended up like, well, it's kind of your mom's fault because she wanted to stay on the tractor.
Yeah.
Until she's like, oh, look at this variety. Like this doesn't seem too enticing, you know. So we ended up like getting off at Honeycrisp and then walking back because there was no tractor.
Bro.
We walked back to the other varieties of apples because we couldn't pick Honeycrisp.
Okay, first of all, why the fuck are they so strict on apples? It's an apple. You pick it, you bite it, you don't like it, you throw it to the ground and you move on. Who cares if it's a blue bag or a white bag? I hate it when these places do things like that. Like, oh, this is designated for this and this is designated for that. Like,
I mean, it's the rules, man. It's
No, fuck the rules. I'm out in nature. I want to eat an apple. I'm gonna pick an apple and I'm gonna pack it in a bag, whatever bag I have.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, I'm not sure how they're operating over there. But anyways, it's just...
I mean, did they have like these hall monitors just everywhere, or was it this one guy who was just there?
it was a girl actually.
It was a girl,
and she was there.
Just one girl that was just
like
there.
It was like two girls.
Two girls that were just there.
They were just supervising the apple field.
But is it like a big field or something?
It's big.
It's a big field. So they can't monitor the whole thing.
Well, they have a small section of Honeycrisp.
They have a small section
like rows. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure when both of them aren't looking and I have my backpack on me, I can take a couple Honeycrisp stuff in there and then they'll be none the wiser. Like, they're not exactly SEAL Team 6.
Think with your parents, right? Forget the people right now. I'm talking about your parents.
Yeah.
I'm talking about your parents. Your mom made me walk back to the other varieties.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have to do a little cardio?
Yeah. And it's okay. I replenished with an apple. But
was it Honeycrisp?
it wasn't Honeycrisp. It was what is it? Fuji?
The basic one?
It was Fuji.
Fuji apple? How many types of apples are out there?
There's a bunch.
Oh my god.
And then we get to this area where it's like the kids are playing, you know, there's all these like animals. By the way, the parents hate their lives because it was on a Sunday and the dads are like, okay, is it football time?
He could be watching football, but he's giving his kid some treats to get to a goat.
Your dad, this guy, he sees random people. You know, as long as he believes they're from Middle Eastern descent.
He's gonna introduce himself.
Yeah, he's gonna ask, hey, where are you from?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He's gonna get like,
and depending on where they're from, and tell me if I'm right or wrong, depending on where they're from, he's gonna start talking like them. Either in the accent or in the language.
He doesn't do that, but this guy is just funny, like, they're strangers. You don't even know them. You just strike conversation with random people.
Well, he does after that day. He made a new friend. You know. Did they also stop you from picking up the Honeycrisp apples?
Funny. And then the whole time, he's like, yeah. I don't know what they spray on these apple trees. Their apples are so perfect. He's like, my apple tree at home is like not
bootleg.
good.
It's bootleg. Like, it's a bootleg apple.
I was like, well, you need to cut your tree down because every fall you come to apple orchards and pick apples. So you don't need to have an apple tree in your backyard.
Bro, he has 3. He has 3 apple trees in the backyard. Only one holds apples and the other 2 gets ransacked by the squirrels. And he's just like, he gets pissed. And I'm like,
and then a family friend on top of that, they decide they want to follow us to apple orchards.
Okay. More the merrier.
Meanwhile, we've already been there for a couple hours, you know.
So they're late.
They
haven't showed up yet.
And
you guys have been there for God knows how long.
We were just done picking apples, and then they tell us, oh, we're on our way. And I was like, man, I'm about to be here for about another hour, maybe like hour and a half to hour tops.
Yeah.
You know, and they came, took them like 40 minutes they went to the wrong apple orchard. And then they came.
How do you go to the wrong apple orchard?
If I went to the wrong apple orchard, I would stay at the wrong apple orchard.
Literally, like, I'd call them, listen, we fucked up, we're not coming. Sorry.
You know, we're just gonna hang out here.
Yeah.
You know? And they ended up coming to the apple orchard from the other apple orchard.
So they're already at an apple orchard where they could have picked up apples, whatever.
They didn't know. Well, there's no picking, but it was just.
What kind of apple orchard is that?
No, it's not an apple orchard. It's kind of like a cider mill.
Oh, okay.
Where you just go there, have donuts.
Buy your donuts and your apple cider and get the fuck out. All right.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
That's the type of business.
And to be honest with you, I love that more than the apple picking.
Yeah.
I do. I can't. Listen, the only reason I go to apple orchards is strictly on a donut basis. The sugar donuts that they have, I don't know what they put in them, but it's heaven.
Yeah.
You know, I got the bag and I was just like eating it with a glass of milk and it was like, oh, you know.
Oh my God, so
I had a moment, but I hate apple cider, the drink.
Really?
I can't stand
it. I can't eat a donut without apples.
No, man. To me, it's like carrot juice. Like, I'll like gag. And just completely be uncomfortable. For the dads who are, let's say, like sports fans, right?
Yeah.
And they're there, and they're just like, fuck me. Like, why am I here? I could be watching the game. Like, are you that type of dad, or would you probably do apple orchard just not on a Sunday from here on out? Like, for me, I wouldn't do it on a Sunday.
About this. The conversation we had about this is, I told my wife, is that next week we want to go just get cider and donuts. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go to the cider mill. Mm-hmm. And I told her we're going to do it on a Saturday.
Beautiful.
You know, Saturday because Sunday I just like sitting home watching football, enjoying the Sunday games.
Nobody gives a fuck about the Saturday college games.
Sunday bum day. You know, I can't.
But Sunday, when NFL season comes, Sunday, Thursday, and Monday, those are game days. Do not bother me. You do not exist in my eyes. All right, I'm having my FanDuel. I'm having my snacks. I'm having my games, bro. And I'm sitting chilling. That's it. Anyone wants to come, you're more than welcome. But that's insane. And you know, I literally had a funny story right now just happened to me.
Okay.
So I was at the gym.
Yeah.
I went to the gym when we were trying to get the thing together and do you want to cast? And I got to the gym and I started, I didn't lift because my time was kind of like limited. I was only there for 45 minutes and I did my MMA training.
Yeah.
And I was going a little too hard and everything like that. So do you ever like train and then when you go hard for 2 minutes?
Yes.
Right? And then immediately you stop just to take like a break, right? And then you feel something's wrong in your back.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's what happened to me. I went up, I came down, and then I was like, oh, that didn't sound right.
Oh,
and so I went and sat down, and like my upper back, like my mid back, on like my right side, I'm just like, this is why we stretch. And so I'm like sitting down.
Rule number 2, always limber up.
Are you fucking with me?
No. You should actually limber up as well. Especially if we're going down that hill, it is very important.
Yep. Limber up. And I didn't limber up. And so I started limbering up after the thing.
Oh.
And you ever do those stretches at the gym that are like feminine poses? I was doing the downward dog. I was doing those yoga poses that like stretch out your back and stuff like that. And just the way it was looking, I was just like, anyone would come from behind me and just like slip. I was praying. I was like, please don't. And I'm dying laughing on the inside because I'm watching myself and I'm like, oh God, what am I doing? But I need to do this. I need to do this. So I get up, the trainer comes like to me, like he's going to grab a weight and he stops and he goes like, you get to stretch? And I was like, yeah, how'd you notice? He was like, well, I saw you come down. Because I came down and I like stopped like an old man with a crane because I was God, I didn't turn right.
That's going to be another week at home.
Actually, no, it kind of went away after. Just in that moment, I was just like completely immobile. But it was so funny because of the poses.
Funny story you said that. Because one day I was training at the gym. I don't know how many years was this ago, but I was looking at somebody that was lifting pretty heavy. And at the same time, I was at the squat rack and I was adding weight to my the barbell.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just so like flabbergasted with the amount of weight that person was holding. And I'm racking up a 25 pounder and I didn't rack it, but I thought I did. And it fell literally from like my shoulder height all the way down, hits my toes, and I was done for a good 2 weeks.
Oh!
I came home a day later, my foot was all bluish.
You were Josh. You were fucking Josh, guy. If those of you who haven't watched Drake and Josh, for the youth out there, for the ones our age and younger, there's an episode in Drake and Josh where he's pulling weight, and then Drake beams him with a potato gun, and then he hits him on his side. Josh drops the weight, it falls on his foot, exactly like that, falls on his foot, and then he becomes like swollen and blue. And that's when they take him to the hospital, and Drake pretends to be a doctor, and he's like about to operate on the kid's foot.
Oh my God.
But you were Josh. You literally had like a swollen foot, guy.
It was so bad. I was like, you know what? Tip number one, focus on your own workout.
Yeah, don't watch the you know, Godzilla over there lifting 400. You know, just focus on your workout next time.
Or if you're gonna look, don't be holding weights and trying to rack something.
Or that, you know, do the weight lean. What I like to do is like I'll just like put my elbow on the rack and just be like this and like look at the guy, you know.
Yeah, no, I mean that was like I'm not sure how much he was holding, but I was like.
Listen, for him to have your attention and that, he must have been holding a pretty substantial amount of weight.
Yeah.
You know, so, but yeah, I always find those things. I always find those gym injuries for me are like very, very funny for some reason. I don't know why, but they are.
Yeah.
You know.
I literally like I didn't even because of how much I was in pain.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I can't even pick this 25 back up and put it on the right.
Like, I'm done.
I
don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to be here.
I just literally like grabbed my water bottle and walked. I was
like, working out is impossible. I'm just gonna go home, never come back here again.
Yeah, I was walking out like I'm crippled or something. Like
I'm part of an elite group. Gym injuries. Only a few people can get inducted into this.
Yeah.
I've had, and I think I'll say this, and this will be the last thing I say about the gym, I promise.
Yeah.
But I've had neck injury, lower back injury, rib injury, neck injury.
Yeah, there's
elbows, knees, you name it.
I've had like a bunch of other ones where I just left the gym immediately, but that one I just never forget because it was such a
so like sudden out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like one of those you weren't expecting it to
It's
happen.
not like something where I like pulled my back or something like that, trying to do like you know the different like types of squats or you know the back workouts.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Have you seen the latest Patrick David episode with Andrew Tate?
I saw a quarter. It's a 4-hour video. I
like
saw
5
about,
hour more.
No, it's a little over 4 hours actually. But I saw like an hour and 30 minutes of it, and honestly, I have to say, actually, I have a huge comment towards that. The guy is vastly misunderstood.
Yeah,
I have to say, because he elaborated on things that were taken out of context, and I have to say, I you know, if I wasn't a fan of Andrew Tate before, I am now.
Well, I was a fan of him, and now I'm a even bigger fan of him.
Yeah,
because this guy is a G, man. He's
is
just spitting.
He's a beast.
He's just spitting the truth, and because this guy is like saying it, and people are trying to not acknowledge it, you know, within their own lives, that says a lot about where we're heading.
I mean, no,
dude.
He was for those who don't know Andrew Tate, he was like exposing like so many things that was going on.
Yeah.
And people were taking what he said.
Well, things were exposed. It's just nobody talked about them.
Yeah, but he did.
He's the one that got out there.
He did,
and he started like basically pointing the finger,
calling him out, putting him on the spot,
out because they really there's truly like something happening behind closed doors.
And you know what's funny?
Or behind the scenes that people don't know about. You know, it's like an underground network that like
it's conspiracy. It's
man.
whatever you want to call it. You know, remember when Illuminati back in 2006 was like all the rage? Everyone was just like,
but there's just like how like it's. I feel like he's kind of like Mr. Robot.
Yeah,
he's like trying to like
the government, the companies, things like that. Something's not right, you know.
Yeah, and like he's trying to do good, but he's trying to do it in a way where he's being shut out on so many platforms that it's not even funny. And
you know what's funny is that these social media apps and other apps that they're apparently banning him from, them doing that is so proving his point.
Yes.
Like you blocking someone who's kind of putting you on the spot or something is just showing that you do have something to hide.
Yeah.
You do have a problem. You know, and I think, you know, I hope more people become like more aware of the social media like bullshit that people invest in and waste their time in, to be honest with you. I mean, the only social media I probably have is like Instagram, and even then I bullshit on it, or like it's only like it's because I'm sending a reel to my buddies. It's just like a funny thing. Like,
yeah.
Well, any other social media you can't find me on because I don't have it. You know.
That's crazy, man. It's just think about it like that.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, something he said, and I want to touch on, is he said nowadays everyone's just so sensitive, you can't say anything. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't give an opinion because somebody might get offended and they're going to have a fucking parade, you know, 50 miles down going like, what he said was wrong, you know, or justice for whatever he said, or whatever the case may be. And it's like, dude, I'm going to give my fucking opinion, and if you don't like it, you know, you can go to your room and cry in the corner. That being said.
Yeah.
You know?
And something that I saw one time, a video of him talking, and he said,
I'm not anti-gay. I'm not anti-transgender. I'm not anti any of these things. What I am anti is propagating your worldview on other people's children.
Leave the kids alone, right?
Kind of an implication of, let's not try to let the gay standard, I guess, be progressive.
Look, I don't have honestly, kids. Like, I don't have a problem with gay people. Just don't fucking put it out there in kids' faces where these kids are watching TV. These kids are innocent. These kids have nothing to, they have not discovered themselves yet. So if you put this out there, you're trying to push your agenda on them. You're trying to push something like onto these kids.
I mean, most of the,
you know, maybe
people,
some parents a lot of parents disagree with,
yeah, a lot of traditional parents,
media like badgering, you know, their kids while they're watching TV. So don't do it. But these media companies, all they care about is money. So look where we're headed, and it's just freaking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you know, growing up, right? For the people in the LGBTQ, you know, community, growing up, you know, it wasn't easy for them to like really come out and really speak for themselves and things like that. And we understand that part. And if you want to be whatever you want to be, please be happy. It's your life. You know, it doesn't affect us in any way, shape, or form. And
just don't do it to my fucking kids. That's it.
Yeah, like don't just don't go around promoting it to children like, oh yeah, this is the way, and try to convince them and manipulate them to become.
Bro, it's everywhere.
It's
everywhere. It's not even funny, man. Like, you go like to the store, you see it in the store. You see it on the street. You see it in front of people's houses. Bro, the other day, like, some girl down the block, she like put it on her porch.
The rainbow flag?
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this neighborhood is not for that. This neighborhood has kids, you know. I'm not sure what she was trying to push, but they somehow they pushed her to take it down or something like that.
She took it down?
She took it, or I don't know if somebody told her something.
Yeah.
She took it down, but then she ended up putting her house for sale.
For real?
Yeah, and she ended up selling her house.
What'd you get up
She sold her house, and she moved.
That fucking flag.
Like, you can put that flag wherever you want, as long as it's not in a neighborhood where people don't accept it. If I went to DC and I stayed in a gay neighborhood because that was where my Airbnb was, you know, and they had the flags all over, but I didn't mind it. It was just me and my wife, and we were just there using the Airbnb. I'm not familiar with the areas, you know, so to get... And honestly, it was a great stay because we enjoyed our stay there. It was very peaceful. Like, nobody told us anything.
No one hit on your wife.
They probably
No girls hit on your wife. No guys hit on your wife. They probably hit on you, but they never hit on your wife.
Yeah, it was just raw.
So that's why he stayed in that neighborhood. Kind of calculated him. But I get the gist of what you're saying. If the neighborhood is predominantly not for that sect of, you know, the community, I guess, don't do that, and just, you know, just to stay out of harm's way and just to not promote anything or anything like that. But if you want to put that stuff up and you want to do that, live in a neighborhood or community that is more accepting of that, that is more, you know, for that rather than, you know, traditional and against it.
Yeah.
You know, but
It is what it is.
it is what it is. It is what it is, and you know, that's the beauty about, like, you know, life in this country and everything like that, is that you're able to express yourself just in limitations, you know, and just know your boundaries and where you stand.
It's not just about that, man. There's a lot of things, you know, out there that Andrew talked about, and bro, this guy is just. He's just talking truth.
It's a whole thing.
You know, especially about, you know.
But he ripped Logan Paul to shreds.
Yeah, he
dude.
did.
Wow.
Well,
I was just like, he really doesn't like him.
you know what?
But I agree with him.
I agree with him too.
You know.
You know, it's.
Like it all makes sense. Like I mean, these Instagram stars and models and influencers and all these guys. Like, these guys are literally just coded to do. They do. Like, they can flip at any moment, and just be like, oh, well, I know I said this before, but now I'm gonna say this.
Listen, man, listen. I'm telling you, no matter where this fucking podcast goes, I swear to you, I will never ever become a fucking puppet.
Fuck that.
That will fucking get on the internet and speak, and, you know, and talk like what people want me to talk. You know, I talk whatever I want to fucking talk.
Yeah, and if you don't like it, ban me. What do you want me to do?
Really?
Honest to God, if you don't like what we say, if you don't, you know, one, go fuck yourself, and two, ban me. What do you want me to do for you?
Yeah.
You know, on this podcast, we like to keep it real, and we like to talk about real shit.
Yeah, bro.